Yeah, and I usually say that if ever you feel like you're starting to hurt or if it's uncomfortable for some reason, don't be peer pressured into doing it. Let us know. That's part of our assessment, in fact. So we could get very detailed with a lot of things going on here, right?
Exactly.
But Hamad, what is the main thing? We're looking for hip loading. Is she hip loading?
Slightly.
What point scale would you guys give her for this?
0.5.
Okay, very low on the hip loading, right? So let's break this now on a full 3-point scale. If half of my assessment is belly pumping and half is hip loading, that means that I only have 1.5 points available for hip loading. So if she's hip loading maximally, it's 1.5. That's what I would give her. And then I look at belly pumping. Now, let's do a few more. And let's see, is she using, now it doesn't have to be as obvious necessarily as what happened to Siri, but does her stomach, first of all, move in and out in accordance with A, her breathing, or B, her movement at all?
What are we looking for? I can't
It's hard to
The answer, the reason why we're not seeing it is because it doesn't exist. It's not happening. Her stomach, TVA, is out. There's no movement. We already knew that that was going to happen, though. Why? You can pause for a moment.
because of the diaphragm breathing.
That's right. When she sat down on this ball, or stood up, either one, but in our assessment, I think she was sitting, wasn't she? And as she breathed, she couldn't have access with her stomach. Well, how do you think it's going to happen when she's doing a squat? No. And there she's just told us that or shown us that live. So now if it's like, okay, well, the belly pump wasn't there. So on my personal scale, I'm down to 0. The hip load wasn't there. My personal scale, that was a 0. So she gets a 0 out of 3 on my scale. So now I'm going to keep letting